Mark Williams, twice a winner against Ali Carter, a former finalist. But again, not the best break-off, and Shaun Murphy has been able to capitalise by clipping that red in.
Yes, this was very thin. Beautifully cued by Shaun. See, that red was almost past the line of the middle pocket there. He's controlled the cue ball well as well. Choice of green or brown, or yellow in fact. But the break-off shot from Zhang has tied the black up.
Murphy's making his 20th appearance at the Masters this year. As mentioned, he cites winning this title and in the process completing the Triple Crown as the highlight of his career to date. Just the 10th player at the time to achieve it. Judd Trump has since joined that very exclusive club. Trump, of course, the reigning champion after beating Williams in the thrilling final 12 months ago. Defence against Kyron Wilson on Tuesday at lunchtime. Going to become only the 7th player to win this title 3 times.
I'm sure that's worked out for Shaun. Whenever you play into the pack of reds by running through the pink, so often the cue ball runs towards the black and this top cushion. If you don't bring reds with it, quite often you end up on nothing. It may benefit Shaun, the pink going behind that little group of reds, because it could be that that red just to the right of the pink as we look could be potable into the yellow pocket, perhaps. There is a red to the left centre, but that's rather awkward.
Maybe thinking more about the positional side of that shot, just in that split second, took his eye off the potting angle and overcut the blue.
He's been very lucky there, Shaun Murphy. The red along the top cushion is no good to Zhang. It's too straight to get onto a colour from.
Murphy could very easily have left plenty for Zhang, having missed the blue, but happily for him, it didn't happen. So just 12 points between them early in this third frame. Similar to the red that Zhang got in with to level this match just now, from which he made a break of 84. It's very difficult, and it's eluded Murphy, so a chance for Zhang. Entirely thrilled with the way things are going so far, even allowing for the fact that he did take the first frame, which he might have lost.
Well, the black is in play again now in this third frame. So this is a decent opportunity for Zhang, but just needs a good positional shot here. The red that's occupying the pink spot is probably available into this right corner, but the blue is slightly in the way of it. Closest to the black spot is the most worthwhile red that he could attempt, but if it doesn't go in, he's almost certain to leave a chance for his opponent. I'm sure he played for the blue to the right centre, but he's finished rather nicely on it to the green pocket, because he can screw back now for the red just behind the black.
Hitting the ball pretty sweetly once again. Third on the one-year list this season. Of course, he bagged a whopping £175,000 for winning the International Championship, so he's sitting pretty as regards the upcoming Players Series events, the first of which is underway next week. Grand Prix for the top 32, but guaranteed to be in the Players and the Tour Championships as well. Gathered so much winning momentum this season, so he'll come into his first taste of Masters feeling very good about his game. But just like Murphy, hang on, wow, what a fluke, what a fluke. It looked as though he'd missed the blue as Murphy did.
Do you know that's one of the rarest flukes you'll ever see? Sometimes you'll see a ball ricochet from the bottom jaw of middle pocket and go in the baulk pocket like this, but not when the blue is on the spot. And it must have missed that red by the merest fraction as well.
That's the point, isn't it? It's just enough width to allow the red to pass, or the blue rather, to pass the red. Extraordinary fluke. How important is it going to prove to be?
24.
He seems a little disappointed not to be on the brown, but he's beautifully on this green to play for the red that's in bulk there to the left of the yellow. Just need to screw back 6 or 8 inches here for position on brown or green to go into that little group of 4 reds by the pink. If they split well, this frame will be at his mercy. Well, that is a surprising miss, I have to say. Shaun Murphy, very relieved to be back to the table so quickly there.
So the fluke blue proving not to be that significant. Murphy back at the table, just 15 behind. I know these players have a lot of flair these days, but these shots certainly not intended. Now, I wonder what Shaun will play here. He could play the yellow into that little group of 5 reds, actually. I thought there were 4. And stun the cue ball in behind the brown. And that would put Zhang under all sorts of pressure. Doesn't need that yellow to go into those 5 reds with any great pace. Concerned if he does play the yellow into the reds, one of them could finish near this left corner, so he's just changed his mind there. confirming that cue ball is touching 2 reds, so Murphy, deemed obviously to have hit one, has to play away, can't hit it again, otherwise it will be a foul. Just trying to find something this season, Murphy. Couldn't have started the campaign any better. He went unbeaten in winning that championship league, beat Mark Williams 3-0 in the final, but obviously matches of shorter duration. Since then, it's just not quite happened for him. Nothing better than the round of 16 in ranking events. And of course, 12 months ago here, he was on the wrong end of a hiding from Stuart Bingham, who denied him a second world title. 2015, 6-0. It's a good cue ball, but it's the red available to Murphy.
Well, it is, and an informed Shaun Murphy wouldn't normally miss this. He's a player under a little bit of pressure. Good cueing required from underneath that bolt cushion.
1 out of 3. Make that 1 out of 4 from long range. It wasn't easy, but Murphy hasn't quite settled into this match as yet.
Pink and black both tied up, so any opportunity that the players may have won't necessarily be a good one. Excellent work from Zhang, who's beginning to play some very good snooker here. 15 points the lead. They will need at least one, if not both, of those awkward reds next to the pink and the black there. Played that very nicely. Has an angle here to play up for the blue. If he can leave himself a good angle on the blue, he can then play a cannon into the 2 reds and the pink and the black. Multiple choices here for Zhang. He could play the blue into the bottom right corner as it looked, because the red to the right of the pink would be just about available. He also has a chance here to nurse this 26 points lead that he has by putting the bulk colour safe.
Maybe thinking about that, having a look at the scoreboard. meeting was at the August version of the European Masters in 2022. Murphy won that 5-3. Zhang's solitary win coming at the Riga Masters in 2019. Clearly a very different proposition now than he was then. And he's in control of this third frame as he looks to go 2-1 up.
Sure that Shaun is considering catching the underside of the red to the right of the pink, and if he can play it nicely, a chance he could snooker Zhang. See, the plant is on, but surely Shaun can't contact the right-hand red thin enough to make it, can he?
It's not the most fluent match so far, but the crowd certainly ready to appreciate the other side of the game. Good tactical play, good safety. It was a rather weak safety that Zhang played in his previous visit. Flirting with the corner pocket.
Yes, well, clearly the pink is blocking the red there to the right. Shaun could play this other red, though, into the black. He'll be using the black as a stop of the red, so it doesn't really travel far. I don't think Zhang attempted to pot the red there, just caught it too thinly, hence the cue ball rebounding from the bulk cushion. Good chances for Shaun to get back into this frame, if not win it, really. A safe ball is the black.
frame is not there for Murphy at the moment. Normally such an asset for him, but 1 out of 5 now, and that's one certainly he'd have expected to get. It's a little puzzled by the way things are unfolding at the moment. Didn't pay the price. Another chance for Murphy.
Well, didn't push the boat out too much there that time, Shaun, positionally, but he hasn't finished badly. If he can just drop this pink in and leave himself about as well on this remaining red as he could do. This is a big shot. Mr. Red with the rest on the other side of the table.
7.
In the first frame, but it didn't cost him, but this is a chance to hurt his opponent. The winning clearance here, big shot this red.
Clean, very well struck, so great chance now for Murphy, just 18 behind.
Some maths there previous to potting the red, because he now knows that yellow to pink will be enough. He won't need the tricky black.
Murphy will be delighted with a 2-1 lead. He hasn't really hit his straps as yet this evening, and Zhang had a chance just now after he missed the long red. He missed himself.
23.
Frame that's pushing on for half an hour. Not the prettiest, but a long count. And Shaun Murphy rolls in the pink. So the 2015 Masters champion retakes the lead without hitting his best form so far. He leads Zhang, the debutant, by 2 frames to 1. Another framed on, which could have gone either way, and in the end has gone the former champion's way.
Yes, now this is the extraordinary fluke from Zhang, the blue catching the bottom jaw and ricocheting inside that red and into the yellow pocket. Now Shaun hasn't played a good shot here. Look where the cue ball is. It's gone behind the yellow, yes, but it's not far in bulk. But the red going in gave him the opportunity to snooker his opponent, who got back in the frame and had a good chance there. And in the end, that miss cost him. This good long red from Shaun Murphy, useful cannon to that red, held him in good position to the pink, and he did the rest, doing some clever maths along the way. Didn't need the awkward black, so Shaun Murphy does indeed take the lead once again at 2-1.
Just a reminder that the winner of this will play Jack Lazowski, who won comfortably against a below-par Luca Brissell 6-2 earlier today. So one more frame to come before the mid-session interval. Shaun Murphy back in front, clearing to the pink after Zhang had the chance. Mr. Red. And Murphy did the necessary, didn't need the awkward black, and just stroked the pink in for 2-1. And he'll be, I'm sure, more than satisfied with that, because he's not quite produced his best so far, and that's been the story of the season, really, for Murphy since the Championship League win, his 12th ranking title. He's been out of form, determined to put that right coming into the Masters this year. He's worked very hard over Christmas, as he mentioned to Rachel. He's only had a couple of days off from the practice table, and he's put himself within 4 frames of the quarterfinals. For Zhang, of course, his first taste of this remarkable Masters atmosphere, this capacity crowd of in excess of 2,000 people whip up a really tremendous buzz, and well, it's the player who can handle the occasion the better who will end up lifting the Paul Hunter Trophy on Sunday evening and walking away with a cheque for £250,000. Just a reminder that Ronnie O'Sullivan is in action tomorrow. 7 times champion, of course, another record. He will kick off proceedings on day 2 against the man who he beat for his 8th UK title, Ding Junhui.
Thank you. Frame 4. Shaun Murphy to break.
Plenty of prize have come on Shaun as Murphy breaks off in frame 4, hoping to forge a 3-1 interval lead over Zhang. He's had chances in all 3 frames. Breakoffs have been indifferent from both players thus far. It's another ordinary one from Murphy. It's a little puzzled as to why he's not getting that shot as he wants it to.
Yes, a little vexed. It's probably because he's playing the break-off shot with a little bit of side spin, and it's just pushing the cue ball off differently to how he's envisaging it. A couple of interesting stats though. Zhang doesn't feel as though this is the case, but he's actually averaging 94% with his pot success, and Shaun Murphy down at 88. At the end of the first frame, Shaun's average shot time was 20 seconds. It's down at 24 now.
Yeah, good red, but sadly for Zhang, no position. Yeah, Zhang normally operates around about the 27 a shot mark. Murphy around 22 for the season. Just didn't quite get the cannon that he wanted on that red to release the black. Wonderful cueing. Superb red again from Zhang. It was a great red that enabled him to level this match. It launched a break of 84, and that one was every bit as good. It's 3 out of 3 from distance for him this evening. I certainly feel, as Dom has alluded to, that on the balance of play, certainly shouldn't be going in 2 frames adrift. So this is an important visit.
The red next to the black is the one that Zhang would like to get rid of. I'm sure that red will pot into the right corner. He's got the opportunity to play for that red here. It's tight as to whether it passes a black to the right corner, but for now that black's just a little awkward to get onto. It is available, though, into the left corner. If we can knock this red in, that would really make things a lot easier for Zhang.
12. 30. 20. 21.
Now, is he on that red to the right corner? If he isn't, I don't think he's on anything else. That is very tight. He may just be able to roll it in off the top jaw, but he'd have to hit as much as that red as he can see for that to be possible. With that red that's just behind the cue ball, he can't really swerve into the red with side spin to just kick it towards the pot.
If you're wondering if it's under break and he's going to be coming back to the table imminently. There's the answer. Zhang able to retrieve the situation with an excellent pot and just as good position.
Yes, our Capacity House enjoyed that one. That was a great pot, but he played it very cleverly. It was the only ball he could have left.
Chance now already 20 plus in front.
36.
Very nicely done. He's made 26 centuries this season, Zhang. That's 10 more than Murphy. And that wonderful maximum on his way to the International Championship title against Tom Ford. Murphy, of course, had an incredible maximum of his own at the shootout. Extraordinary break. Given the unique
43.
playing conditions that go with that tournament, but no doubt that Zhang's played the better snooker of the two this season.
45. 52. 53.
Been a professional since 2009, Zhang Anda. He's only recently celebrated his 32nd birthday on Christmas Day, of all things.
Yes, 3 times he's fallen off the tour. the ultimate example of persistence and no little dedication paying off. I would believe that he would have climbed to the heights he has this season at the start of it. Just shows how much of this game is played in the head. Now has that belief that perhaps was lacking previously. He now knows he can deliver in the pressure moments against the best players. It's making him a much more formidable opponent, but that has gone wrong positionally, just as though he was on the cusp of clinching the frame. Hope for Murphy, it would seem. Still 67 left.
He really must put a bulk colour safe now, because as you can see, all the reds are in pretty good positions. All the colours are on their spots pretty much as well, so he really does need to put a colour safe here, so that if Shaun Murphy does have a chance of a winning clearance, there'll be a stumbling block there somewhere.
Zhang under 60.
Just one red required, and Murphy would need a snooker. Zhang, conscious of the fact that were he not to get the red, Murphy would perhaps have a very presentable chance of getting right back in the frame.
He was very lucky there, Shaun. He's cannoned the yellow in such a way as to snooker with the blue. Both are very potable reds. Could have been available for Zhang.
Big shot if he takes it on, and he's very conscious of the fact that it carries plenty of risk. Surprised that he's deliberating over this one. If he gets it, it'll be a frame winner. There was a lot of pressure on that. So, Murphy back at the table. Yes, 61 adrift, with a chance to make inroads.
I'm just wondering if Shaun can leave a half ball black here. He may need to play it with the rest. He may be able to leave himself the angle just to nudge into the pink to dislodge the awkward red.
One.
Well, that's okay. He'll have ample opportunity to bring that awkward red by the pink into play during the course of this break.
You can almost feel this capacity crowd sensing an important moment in this match. Shaun Murphy has a chance for what would be a very punishing steal. Plenty of work to do. The red directly above the pink will need developing, but it's a chance that he didn't look likely to get a few moments ago when Zhang was going well and then snookered himself on frame ball. And took on that very tough red, knowing that if he missed it, he was giving Murphy the chance to at least get back into this frame.
8.
So will Shaun attempt to just play a delicate cannon into that pink. That's all he was looking for. Do we have another favourite now, a new favourite for this fourth frame?
60. 70.
And if it is to be 3-1 Murphy, it will feel akin to a smash and grab, because you could make a case for saying Zhang has looked the more composed of the two. Murphy's highest break so far this evening, 51. Zhang made the 84 to level at 1 each, and was looking good to level at 2 each just now. Now he'll be seriously concerned.
25.
Well, he had a very handy lead of 61 points at one stage in this frame. Tried to put the brown safe, but didn't really manage it. Shot really will be yellow to green. If he leaves himself the right angle on the green, getting across to the brown shouldn't be difficult.
Murphy will be acutely aware of the importance of the next couple of minutes in the context of this evening's match. He knows how much this will hurt Zhang Anda. He can pinch this one, go 3-1 up when it looked very likely to be 2-all.
It's a little straight. He can still punch this green in and leave himself not too badly on the brown, maybe not perfectly though. What a shot that was. Now, I'm not entirely sure that Shaun intended to come around the back of the brown like that. I'll be very pleased with the result.
Good shot on the brown to the blue, and it should be 3-1. We've talked at length this season about the temperament of Zhang Anda, which has been rock solid. This will certainly be a test of it if Murphy can now polish off pink and black. He knows he should be level pegging.
58.
Murphy pinched frame 3 on the pink. And it's grand larceny again on the black, and the fist pump from the magician. He knows the significance of that for him, so does Zhang. He'll be kicking in by distance, his best break of the evening, to take a 3-1 lead when it looked like Zhang was going to level things up at 2-all, which perhaps would have been a fairer reflection of the play, but it's not about fair in this sport. It's cutthroat, it's about who can deliver when it matters, and Murphy has done that in 3 of the 4 frames played. So Zhang with it all to do now in the second half of this match. Plenty of time to get back into it, of course. 6 is the target for a meeting with Jack Lisowski in the quarterfinals. The thing that both players have struggled with a bit tonight is the break-off, and that's another average one. Murphy edging the safety success. As you can see, Zhang still well in front as regards pot success, but frame of the 4 to show for it. Chance for Murphy from distance, and he struggled with these tonight. It's all about how Zhang now responds to the disappointment, Dom, of finding himself too adrift when he should probably, at the very least, have been level.
Yes, absolutely. This fifth frame is of paramount importance to Zhang. Under 4-1 behind. He'll need some help from that man there if he's going to go on a win. In the match, 3-2. It's right back in the melting pot, isn't it? Well, the red remains above ground, just. But the green has really come to the rescue of Zhang under there. Can Shaun Murphy somehow plant a red onto it? Of course, this red over the right corner is cuttable. It wouldn't be easy to get onto a colour from.
He's only 2 out of 7 from long range tonight, Murphy. Very unlike him, and yet it's not cost him, really. Undoubtedly, Murphy will be a little frustrated with the way results have gone this season in the Championship League aside. That's why he's been putting in so much work in the build-up to the Masters to try and relocate the form that one of the players and the Tour Championship last season. And you could see how much it meant to him to win that 4th frame. He sensed the moment to inflict some psychological damage, and he took it.
We saw in a previous camera shot that the pink will pot into this right corner.
7.
But the black, for now, is tied up. Maybe the pink will be shortly, if its spot isn't available. Just having a look to see if that pink can actually pot once again into that right corner. I don't think Shaun will bother just yet with the red that's dangling over that left corner. That pink definitely clocks, you can see it does there. I think Shaun will just run through here a few feet and probably plant the red that's close to his hand there onto the one that's over the pocket. Shaun thinks that pink pots, he can play for it right here.
90.
Applause, but that pink respots, and it does.
26.
Shaun doesn't have a straightforward positional shot here, unless he can play for the pink into the right centre, perhaps. Be pleased with the way he's played that. This pink is certainly not a straightforward pot. But made to look straightforward, nicely cued.
No question that the way in which Murphy won that fourth frame would have given him a real boost, because to that point he hadn't looked entirely convincing, which has been something of a theme for a lot of this season.
34.
But he delivered when it mattered. That's put him in control of this match at the moment, at least. Chance to inflict another important blow if he can move 3 clear here.
Of course, Phil, for much of the season, Shaun has been entering matches
40.
with 2 cues in his case.
41.
Yes, I think the jury's still out as to how long that particular experiment will continue. For Murphy, it's about getting back to the form he showed last season. Top of those 2 titles, of course, he was runner-up to Rob Milkins at the Welsh Open. And that after a spell where he'd lost his way quite alarmingly. Results weren't there. Of course, he lost a lot of weight. Resolved to change elements of his game and his lifestyle, and clearly it paid off handsomely for him.
Please make sure your phones are all silent.
Just a reminder from this huge crowd here at the Palace,
50.
make sure the mobile phones are on silent or off.
51.
Murphy looks as though he's getting into the kind of bubble where outside distractions are almost an irrelevance. He's now playing the best snooker of the evening. Up into the 90s with his pot success.
58.
Zhang resigning himself to a 4-1 deficit. And that red is all Murphy needed to leave him at the snooker's required stage. Only 59 left, so already 2 of them, but it seems unlikely he'll get the chance to play for them.
Yes, chance for career century number 641 here for Shaun Murphy. It's easily the quickest frame of the match.
71.
He's 8th in the all-time list in that regard.
72.
Just wanted to be on his next red a little straighter so as to cannon that red away from the black.
79.
The audience will enjoy this next shot if it goes right. He'll probably try to cannon that red away from the black here.
86. Bingo.
It's a good pot to keep the century going. Shame. Or is it? Hasn't quite got the legs to run across the baulk cushion. No 26 Masters century for Shaun Murphy, but that was a quick-fire contribution of 86 to tighten the screw here at Ali Pali, 4-1. The beauty of this tournament, of course, is that every match is a terrific match because we are talking about the cream of the crop. quarter-final showdown with Jack Lazowski, conqueror earlier of world champion Luca Brissell by 6 frames to 2.
Well, that's certainly not the best of break-off shots from Shaun. He's left this red to the right corner, but with a 4-1 lead, this red won't be as easy as it might have been had the scores been closer. Zhang's problem this evening has just been making the odd mistake at the vital time, and he's nearing the winning line in frames. Made a break of 84 in the second frame, which helped him level up at 1-all. Since then, his highest break's been 60, and that was in the frame before the mid-session interval, and he ended up losing that.
Certainly hard to envisage Zhang overturning a 5-1 deficit, 4 down with 5 to play, so this feels like a must-win for him. Could leave an angle on the black here to go into the reds once again. There's only a couple of easily possible reds available to him after this one.
22.
Poor attempt at opening the pack of reds. Didn't really have the angle on the black that he wanted to have.
37.
Had a better chance a couple of shots ago to go into the reds and didn't, as he left it all a bit too late now. This red's a very thin cut with hampered queuing, and certainly no guarantee of position from it. very straight on the red.
40 straight.
You can just drop it in to leave a good angle on the blue to go into them again. This would be the third time that Zhang's gone into the reds.
44.
But he's going to have to make contact with the pink rather fully here. If he doesn't, he could just skid off the pink and end up in no man's land. Possibility of a plant perhaps there. Didn't catch the pink fully enough. Still has a red to left centre and a thin cut back to left corner though.
We've been here before this evening, more than once, haven't we? Zhang seemingly in control of a frame, a healthy lead, but not a decisive one. And the danger of a counter from his opponent, who's already proved very adept at taking them when given the chance. Just for a moment, Shaun would have been concerned that that might stay on the table. As it is, another great chance to pull a frame back.
Just needs this black. Probably the red next to the pink. And then another colour from that. Big moments coming up here for Zhang.
He was on the cusp in the previous frame, the frame before the interval, I should say. Just a ball away from 2 each, effectively. Snookered himself. And tried to get the brown safe, failed to do so. Murphy conjured that superb clearance to steal it. Oh, that's handy.
64.
Well, surely now, with only 59, with the second red going in on the table, Murphy already needing 2 snookers, it's going to be 4-2. Good response from Zhang. Just doing the maths. 3 snookers now for Murphy.
69.
Vital that he killed this frame off in a way that he hasn't been able to on a couple of occasions this evening. Very much advantage Zhang then, as he looks to close to 4-2 behind.
Shaun's intention will be to remove all but one of these reds with high value colours to try and force a free ball situation.
Shaun for 7.
Murphy knows this frame is not going his way, and clearly there are plenty of Zhang and fans in the house. This Alexandra Palace crowd want to see a contest, a close match. Certainly, it's been very competitive. It's just that Murphy has been the more clinical of the two, and this was a frame that Zhang absolutely had to win. He's done so. And if he can win the next one, then he's right back in the match. That's the way he'll be thinking. 4-1 behind, things were looking a little bleak, but he is possessed of a lot of self-belief these days, and why not? Ranking winner, ranking event runner-up in the top 16. All of these achievements would have been a fantasy for Zhang at the start of this season. But his dedication and no little skill has made it happen.
16.
He still has a better
20.
pot success than Murphy. It's still in the mid-90s.
22.
He's 5 out of 5 from long range.
$25.
Murphy's still in control, of course, but this is just a reminder from his opponent that he's certainly not going away.
34. $40.
A timely intervention from the International Championship winner this season, Zhang making his Masters debut, dominating the 6th frame to close the gap to 4 frames to 2. Well, clearly it was a must-win frame, Dom, and Zhang has done what he had to do. He's monopolised the table.
Yes, this was the break-off shot from Shaun Murphy. Now, most players expect to get close or probably pop more than those than you'd miss, but when you're 4-1 behind, it's a different matter. He had a few opportunities to go into the pack of reds, Zhang, and didn't do so very well. Left himself that tricky little pot there, bridging over many balls, but it went in. But this was the key one. This red just dropped in, and the break was able to continue, and he did enough. Got 2 reds in the same pot.
Zhang back in the hunt, still with plenty to do, with Shaun Murphy still leading 4-2, but that was a good frame from Zhang. He needed a response. Murphy out of the blocks very quickly after the interval by winning the 5th frame in barely 10 minutes with a break of 86, but Zhang making 69 and 47. So still very much in with a shout, but Murphy only needs the 2 frames to set up a showdown with Jack Lazowski in the quarterfinals. Just a reminder, tomorrow afternoon from 12:45 we'll be here with the build-up ahead of Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan's tilt at an 8th Masters title. Standing in his way, the man
Frame 7.
he denied
Zhang under to break.
in the UK final, Ding Junhui. And then in the evening, it'll be Mark Williams, already a ranking tournament winner this season and runner-up last season in the Masters, to Judd Trump against Ali Carter.
Well, this again isn't the best break-off shot. Choice of possible reds here for Shaun. Possibly the one to right corner would be his favoured choice of pot. Just the cue ball down 5 or 6 inches for the black in the opposite corner, and the only red he could leave on is the one he's attempting here. Well, long way off the pot there. So much so the cue ball cannoned into the pack of reds. I'm surprised Shaun chose to play it that way, returning the cue ball back towards the bulk end. He could have easily left the cue ball where Zhang's queuing there for the black, wouldn't have left anything on. Zhang can play for the black here from the red to right centre. Just on it.
Zhang under 8.
Disappointment for Zhang that he couldn't make more of that. He'll be encouraged in terms of successful comeback tonight by Murphy's strangely off-kilter long game. Just 2 out of 9 from Murphy from long range, very unlike him.
Best safety shot from Shaun. There is a red that will pot into this right corner for Zhang under. The problem is Trying to get the cue ball back towards the bulk end with those two reds near the left-hand side cushion there. Actually, there's a red that will pot into the left corner as well, and that's the one he's favoured. Missed it so thickly, the cue ball's cannon the blue, and Shaun certainly has a red with the rest of this right corner here, and hold for the black as well.
Slightly hesitant having seen that red go in, because you could see that it's likely to be hampered on the black.
Eight.
Pink spot occupied. Shaun's having a very close look here to see if there's a red that will pot into this right corner. If one of them does, it would open the door for the other one to go into the same pocket.
Asking for the cue ball to be cleaned, I think. Maybe felt he got an unpleasant contact there. Either way, he's out of position. Didn't sound great. Recovered it well, though.
Well, this certainly is the key shot here coming up. He'll have to go into the pack of reds. Aggressive shot. Played it very well, but could have had a better outcome.
30.
No question that when Murphy's in full flow and feeling confident. He's one of the most watchable players in the game. It's that wonderful cue action. And he has a certain strut, a certain swagger about him when he's feeling good about the state of his game. He's certainly got stronger as this match has gone on. Saw what it meant when he pinched the fourth. Because to that point, he hadn't really convinced this evening. And as mentioned, his long game has been well below par, but he's now looking good to go 3 up with 4 to play.
39.
I just think it's the one big difference between these two players. Shaun Murphy is far more aggressive with his break building than perhaps Zhang is. Zhang prefers to pick balls off. Shaun is much like Ronnie O'Sullivan or Judd Trump, somebody like that, likes to get the reds open as early as he can do when he has the opportunity. Could choose to play a cannon on the left red of the two together behind the pink and leave him in position for the one next to it. B has made a return. It's landed on the yellow ball. And get stung, Desislava. Shaun misjudged that. Is he on the red?
56.
It's tight.
Times this break could have gone wrong, but Murphy's kept it going. And he's got that glint in his eye now, determined to get to the winning line from here with a minimum of
64.
fuss. When he won the title back in 2015, he could scarcely have been more impressive. He allowed
65.
Neil Robertson, the great Neil Robertson, only 2 frames in that title match. Made a couple of centuries, completely dominated it. But only one semi-final appearance at the Masters since then. Looks like that's gone wrong positionally, but as you can see, Shaun now needs a snooker to tie.
Chance of a plant here. Well, it looks difficult, but I think Shaun will fancy this. No.
So it is just the one snooker.
71.
Even so, a nice break from Murphy at 71. He would love to have kept it going. Zhang has had a couple of frames pinched from his pocket this evening. Could he possibly return the compliment in this one from needing the snooker? That would certainly change the complexion of this match.
8. 9. 16. 70.
Won't want to play position on the last red. I'll just try and leave the cue ball in a good position to try and obtain the snooker he needs. He won't be pleased with this. That cue ball's a long way away from the red. Won't be easy to get the snooker now.
Zhang under 24.
39 the difference, 35 left. Zhang still needs one 4-point snooker to tie the frame.
That's a great result for Shaun Murphy, the brown going safe. Another day, it may have found the pocket though.
Something on the cue ball, it seems. Can Zhang somehow carve out the snooker he needs to get himself back into contention in this frame, and in the process get back in this match? Just slipping away at the moment. No doubt. This is going to be a free ball.
Shaun Murphy 4, free ball.
And surely the end of the frame with it. It's now 2 snookers to tie.
Lago. One.
So Shaun Murphy is going to move to within a frame of the Masters quarterfinals.
3.
And the 4th frame feels ever more significant in this match. It was looking very likely to be 2 each at the interval, with Zhang able to make a case for being the stronger player, but Murphy conjured that superb clearance to deny him on the black and has now taken control as he leads by 5 frames to 2. So another very effective frame for the former champ.
Yes, this was a big problem for Zhang. He missed that red by so far. Cue ball cannoning the blue, giving Shaun this early opportunity. But this was the key shot. The black into the group of reds. Could have finished better for Shaun. The red to the centre pocket he knocked in afterwards was a good one. This was it. Not much of the pocket opening to go at. But no problem for Shaun. Great centre pocket player ordinarily. And in the end, this failed attempt to get out of the snooker put paid to any hope that Zhang had of winning that frame. So Shaun Murphy is just 1 frame away now.
Free ball.
Statistics can often be misleading, and one of the peculiarities of this match is that even though Shaun Murphy has now won 5 of the 7 frames played, his pot success is 4 percentage points below Zhang at 90 to Zhang's 94, but Murphy undoubtedly has been much the better at potting the key balls in this match. He's got stronger as it's gone on. There's no question the 4th frame was the most important of the evening so far. Gave Murphy that cushion at the interval when it looked likely that they'd be level pegging at 2 each, and he's kicked on since the mid-session break, winning a further 2 of the 3 played, and that all adds up to a very commanding 5-2 lead. Just 1 frame away from a meeting with Jack Lazowski, and if he does play Lazowski, he'll feel as though he owes Jack pot 1, having lost their last 3 meetings, including that remarkable performance from Lazowski when he beat Murphy 6-1 at the UK Championship. As Jimmy White described it earlier, a near perfect performance that day from Lazowski. 4 centuries on the bounce. That's all in the future. In the meantime, Zhang, who has played some quite brilliant snooker this season, is going to have to produce something pretty sensational now and win the last 4 on the bounce.
Thank you.
Crowd upping the decibel level as Shaun Murphy breaks off in frame 8, 1 away from the last 8.
Well, that's probably one of the best break-off shots we've seen this evening. There is still a potable red to the right corner, but this time Zhang can only play it with topspin. And potting the red, if he pots the red, the cue ball could well be cannoning into that red that's close to the black there. That's why he's turned the pot down. Perhaps not the best safety. Shaun could attempt the red to the left centre. He'd be on the black. I don't think he'd be leaving anything on. Another slightly odd statistic could be the fact that Zhang Anders still potted a few more balls than Shaun Murphy has this evening, yet he's 5-2 down.
Nothing to choose in the safety stakes, but there's confirmation. Zhang well in front, a pot success, but the only stat that matters is the one in green. If you looked at all these stats and didn't know the score, you would have imagined that there wouldn't be more than a frame between them at this stage after 7. As it is, Zhang has now got to play near faultless snooker from here and win 4 in a row. Not impossible, but extremely difficult.
Reasonable effort there from Zhang, but this red to the right corner is certainly on for Shaun. Multiple ways he could play it, actually. He could play it slowly for the black to the same pocket. He could choose to play up towards the bulk colours. Hoping to have more of an angle on the black. But Shaun, we know, does have such great cue power. He can manoeuvre that cue ball around the angles a lot easier than most.
A vast venue, and a venue that every snooker player wants to play in. A recognition that you're among the very best in the game.
70.
Shaun will probably look for an angle on a colour soon to go into the pack of reds. Now, if he goes into them here, they're configured in such a way as they may not open as well as he'd like. Need to stun into these rather than screw into them. That's exactly what he did. And I think he's in perfect position here.
There's been something different about Murphy's demeanour from the moment he sunk the black in frame 4 and we saw the fist pump. He knew just how significant that moment was in this match. To that point, he wasn't playing particularly well.
38.
But since then, he's looked much more like the Murphy we saw for the lion's share of last season, and indeed right at the start of this with his Championship League triumph. Since then, results haven't really gone his way. A few too many early exits for his liking, but he's come here to Alexandra Palace determined to get 2024 off to a flyer, and his game looks in pretty good shape. He's put the work in, as we know, ahead of this tournament. And he's now engineered a position where he can kill this match off in the next few minutes. And he was certainly facing a stiff test in Zhang, who's been a revelation this season with the way he's performed. And he hasn't played poorly this evening. He'll look back on one or two moments that could easily have gone his way, and instead of being 5-2 behind, he might have been in front. But you've got to be clinical at this level of the game when you're playing the cream of the crop at the Masters. If you don't take your chances, almost invariably you'll be punished.
Court 6.
That's what Murphy's been very adept at doing this evening.
Zhang there, fearing at the end maybe night, as he won't get back to the table here in this year's 54. Masters.
He's breaking new ground, of course. His first foray to the Palace, thoroughly merited after the outstanding set of results he's put together this season, but it looks as though it's ending at the first hurdle. And after a slightly indifferent opening,
67.
Murphy, I think, will be very satisfied with the way he's been able to raise his game as this match has gone on. And that is the key ball with only 67 remaining. What a match we have in store in the last 8 between Murphy and Jack Lazowski.
74.
The match certainly won. Just a question now of whether Murphy can sign off with a century.
82.
Well, he's certainly got some work to do to make a century from here. 3 remaining reds, all tricky.
89.
No century, but 89 will do well enough for Shaun Murphy, who has produced a clinical display to see off one of the players of the season and Masters debutant, Zhang. He gets a warm hand from this capacity Ali Pali crowd. He's into his 13th Masters quarter-final.